Now, an Israeli minister says Egypt has flooded tunnels on its border with the besieged Gaza Strip upon request from Tel Aviv. Israeli Energy Minister Yuval Steinitz described the flooding as a good solution and said Cairo took the decision due to pressure from Israel. Steinitz also noted that the security coordination between Israel and Egypt is better than ever. Following the comments, a spokesperson for Steinitz released a statement saying his remarks were misinterpreted. Back in 2014, Egypt set up a buffer zone around its border with Gaza Strip and destroyed hundreds of tunnels there. Cairo says the tunnels were used to smuggle weapons. Palestinians in Gaza, however, say the tunnels are the only lifeline to bring basic commodities to the besieged territory. The Gaza Strip has been under an Israeli-imposed blockade since 2007. Let's cross over to London. Joining us via Skype is Ali Al-Kabbani. He's an author and a journalist. Many thanks for joining us here on Press TV, Mr. Al-Kabbani. Now, what part of Steinitz's comments were misinterpreted, in your opinion?
Nothing actually is misinterpreted, because the Zionists and the Americans were pressing Egypt always, Egypt Sadat and Egypt Mubarak, to create a buffer zone on the border between Egypt and Israel. And that buffer zone should encircle and suffocate Gaza also. But both Sadat and Mubarak resisted this pressure. But the current regime of General Sisi is cooperating fully with the Israelis. They digged a tunnel between Egypt and Gaza. They flooded it with water, and they even destroyed the Egyptian historic city of Rafah and gave the citizens 3 days to evacuate, and those who refused or delayed departure, they destroyed their houses while they were in. So there is no regime in Egypt since Camp David to date who cooperated fully with the Zionists as Sisi's regime. And of course, he is expecting the reward, because the Americans at the beginning considered what happened on the 3rd of July to be a military coup, and the law in the United States prohibit them from supplying Egypt with weapons. So the American administration had to stop sending the military aid to Egypt and all military equipment, because they cannot supply a country with aid, with military aid, while the rulers stole power by military coup.
But right, so Mr. Kabbani, you're basically saying that no matter how undemocratic Egypt becomes, as long as it keeps Israel happy by maintaining the siege on Gaza, it will be catered to by the West.
Sisi actually is trading that for the West and the American recognition of his regime, and his agent who are promoting his case were the Zionist lobby in the United States and in the West. So he is helping Israel to suffocate our people in Gaza in return for their support of Sisi's regime in the West and America. And that's why we can see now that the Americans, breaking and violating their own laws, started resending the military aid to Sisi's regime due to the pressure of the Zionist lobby in Washington.
Okay, let's leave it there for now. That's author and journalist Ali Al-Kabbani joining us via Skype from London. Mr. Al-Kabbani, it's always a pleasure talking to you on Press TV.